Hey, so I'm going to show you some things that I used through Google Slides for my web conferencing this summer, and I plan on using them for like my screencast of the lesson versus just like annotating the web pages in D2L. So I'm going to go through that. So I have like all of this kind of organized, but it would, change by week. And I also have math for teachers on feedback form. So what I would post sometimes is a feedback form, and I would ask for feedback throughout the semester because this is all very new to all of us. So I wanted to know if there was anything I needed to change. So I have, for example, for my first week, I have like the checklist that I created. I took like the D2L version of it and made it a paper version and then made it a PDF so people could print it out. I haven't tweaked anything like that yet, so don't judge me. So for example, here's my lesson for 1.1 and 1.2. I would need to like take the date off, and I could take the instructor name off and stuff. And this was like the agenda of what I would go through. So I would maybe just put everything except for like the exit quiz on here. I'm trying to delete them all. So like this would be a recap. All right. So I would kind of go through everything about me, just an introduction again. I don't really need Zoom etiquette at this point, obviously, because we are not Zooming like that. I would go over the navigating the course and blah, 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 blah. I wouldn't really do Q&A this time. But then what I did is I took parts of it and I would like go over this. I don't need this either. Kind of explain it in my own words about deductive and inductive reasoning and some ways to like remember it. The two different sequences, arithmetic and geometric. And I would go over what is actually said on the web page, but kind of put it into my own words. Same thing here with some patterns. This is some stuff saved from before. So if I was given this pattern, this is a hard one they usually have on their MyLabs Plus. Students have a hard time recognizing that they're perfect squares. So I go over that problem with them. Continue with that. I would just have the recap. And obviously we wouldn't have an exit quiz on here. I do have to ask some questions about all of that, but that's not here right now. And then I usually would do some MyLabs Plus common questions. So what I typically do would copy and paste some questions from MyLabs Plus and go over them on the screencast so I don't get bombarded with some questions that do prove a little more difficult. So it might be nice for them to have an example because MyLabs Plus like creates like new random questions. So they probably won't have the same one. So I do have like most of the lessons designed like this, that these are what I plan on using for a screencast, like the actual things and some example problems and knowing how to do the things versus them just reading the web page. So here's like some common questions for the other lesson. So this is an idea. I'm willing to take suggestions. I also don't want to recreate the wheel. I'm going to be very honest, since I'm starting at a new school, a new grade. I need to make sure I have time to dedicate to all of the courses, and I also teach math for teachers too, and I have not done that yet. I have to like create all of that stuff for online. But you let me know your thoughts and we can definitely figure something out.